So, how long have you been smackheads, and how has it affected your musical ability?
You've already fucked up.
We don't do heroin, actually. My cat makes me look like a...
Yo, get the guy in the jump for a glass of water so we can fucking play.
So you guys are, you know, jokes aside, you guys are actually like proper fucking musicians, aren't you? I know he is for sure, but it seems like he's dragging you two along with him.
Yeah. We just feed off of his aura. It's fine.
And in writing your songs, how much of it is jammed, and how much of it is like meticulously kind of thought out?
These days, a lot of it's jammed, isn't it?
Yeah.
We used to write stuff and bring it in, and then we've fallen into a bit of a thing now, where we can all just sort of...
Like we jam something until something we get like really fucking like, and then maybe meticulously go through it and maybe try and
sort of fine-tune, like fuck with the time.
But ultimately, we just jam out, man. Just feel it out.
We don't do sort of jams though, like you know, like psych rock band jam. We sort of like write things quickly, basically. So
Well, I just noticed there's a lot of nuance in there. It comes from the drumming, and it comes from the guitar. Like the bass is the solid backbone, but there's a lot of like...
That's the jamming element.
yeah, if there's any jam element to it, it's in the sort of improvisation or like guitar and drums and stuff. Like a lot of the time, it's just like we just say to Mayo, like, you just do something, do something in this section. It doesn't really matter what.
So it comes across as jammed, but somehow looking at it from where I'm sat, I'm like, that's pre-planned. That little bit of flair and variation, I can tell it's pre-planned, but it comes across in a jam sense of like you're just vibing.
Structured improv. It's like the improv exists within sort of strict-ish boundaries.
Yeah.
So like you can do whatever you want for these couple of beats, but then you have to come back in this next little bit tight.
Yeah.
But within that, there's sort of this little area of freedom where you can sort of do a fill, do a whatever.
Well, like tiny little cues just to bring us all back in together.
We've been playing together fucking years now, haven't we? So we can kind
How
of
long have you been playing music together then? Like
like
2008, I reckon.
So yeah, literally since
Me
kids.
and Mayo slightly longer.
Yeah.
We met Andy a
Maybe
couple of years after we started.
06, 05 was somewhere around there.
You can sort of do. We got to a point where we can sort of do things on the fly that sound intentional, but aren't. Because we sort of read each other quite well. At
Yeah.
Yeah. We're practically conjoined at this point.
I get it. Like it's a fucking great place to be as a band, and I think that of all the bands I've ever seen, you guys do it best.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, man. And like, it's hard to play that kind of awkward music with awkward rhythms, but also have that kind of improvised flair to it,
It's
but
not awkward
within
to
a
us.
structure.
It's not awkward to us. That's the thing. The odd time signatures, like for me, like for us in particular, I think like 7/8 is like 4/4 to us.
For me personally, I'm much more likely to fuck up on like a simple.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because
But
I'm so used to
that's kind of my point. Like it feels like it's something that's coming natural. Like it's not. You're not working within the realms of kind of going, well, I'm going to lay down this beat and it's this time signature. It's like, this is just how it feels.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're not doing it like to be flashy. It's
That's
generally
that's
like,
literally what I'm getting at.
Hang on.
Good seeing you. It's lovely, sir.
Safe journey home. Bring it in.
Hey, man.
Thanks, man. Safe journey back. Oh, don't just come back. All right. You were great.
We paid them.
Take it easy, guys. All right.
All the best, man. Paid them to come over and they didn't.
Quid well spent.
That's our fucking rider money well spent.
Yeah. No man, 20 quid.
Where's the whole Wonder thing come from? Because I'm slightly aware of the fact that there used to be this little unknown band nobody gave a fuck about called Halfling Sleeve, and that obviously went away. So how did that turn into Wonder? And
Well,
how long have you guys actually?
Our bass player split, so yeah, but
Alright.
I think there's a continuation in theme, like Halfling's Leaf was all about just being fucking as weird as we could and that, whereas with Under we thought, let's sort of drag it through the mud a little bit and just make it a bit more horrible.
We wanted to piggyback on the excitement about doom music as well. A little bit.
I'd say a little bit of distortion and you're away.
It's like kind of loving that stuff and taking the piss out of it at the same time as pretty much, yeah.
So what is the war on naivete?
Well, you know what, you fucking took the wind out of my sails there. My first fucking answer, regardless of the question, was going to be a rant about naivety. So basically the war on naivety is well, we don't know, it's the name of the album, maybe.
Oh, right, so it's a hint.
Maybe.
It goes back to Stravinsky, though, talking about people who didn't like his Rite of Spring. Called them
Do you reckon we
naive.
could go inside and ask them to turn it
Actually,
down? Sorry, mate. Just down a bit, down a bit.
fucking do out there, fucking 10 amps.
Just Bismuth loud. Alright, sorry about it. Okay, so you've got album number 2 coming out. I'm assuming that's on APF?
It is.
AFP? I can never remember which way round it is.
Columbia, man.
That's my like.
Columbia have picked it up. Fieldy's made a lot of money.
Columbia. Yeah. So it's coming out on APF again then.
We spoke a little bit about that new record,
Stop being naive.
Not being naive.
and we were talking about the title and stuff, but it was still undecided at the time. And
It's a real answer to the name of the album.
Yeah.
it's actually called Stop Being Naive.
It's
So.
called Stop Being Naive. It's like a sort of a bit of an in-joke with us, to be honest. And it's the idea. Well, it comes from this composer Stravinsky. He came out with this when he did his Rite of Spring ballet thing. It was so radical that like people kicked off in the auditorium when it was first premiered. And his response to this was like, these are naive and stupid people. And I just love I just find it hilarious, the idea that someone doesn't like your stuff, they're just naive. Like they just can't face the truth. I am the truth and you can't face it. So that kind of became
It's
a bit
that
of
dark.
an in-joke. So yeah,
You guys have added a lot, you've added a lot of extra weight to the songs.
That's the production.
Like you guys were always a pretty heavy band, but a little bit less psychedelia and a little bit more weight. I feel from the new stuff that I've heard.
Just recorded.
I've only heard what what you've released.
Because like live,
I don't. No, I'm literally talking about live. Like that's the way I've experienced.
the compositions here, we deliberately went for like sort of a head like you said, there's a lot of psych influences on the last album. This is a lot more like heavy, but on when you hear the album, like you'll hear what Ryan Gamble's done. He produced the Tronald record at APF as well.
As he weighted it up, so to speak.
Unbelievably, man. Unbelievably.
He's like this amazing, dedicated sound engineer. Yeah, he's like fresh out of university, like aced his course, and he's not that experienced sort of in the real world of producing, but he's
which means he's got none of the bad habits.
What's that?
He's got none of the bad habits and all the talent. He's obviously added a lot.
He's still fresh-faced and idealistic.
He knows what he wants to do though. Like when he came to our the first time he came to a practice to hear the songs we wanted to record, straight away he was like fucking filling his notepad with ideas. So he had a really strong vision for what he wanted to do and it's worked well.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, you know, one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to is actually you guys releasing a vinyl fucking record. And it's like, how the fuck are you guys going to sound on vinyl? That's going to be...
It's like, you'll just got to look at it, it's piss yellow.
I know.
Translucent,
Exactly.
yellow, it's going to be great.
Yeah. I know Phil is really fucking proud of the work we've done, so... It's fucking great that he wants... It's great that he wants to work with you again. I think... In many ways, you've got your Kurakumis, you've got your Boss Keloids, and they're pushing the genre forwards in their direction. You guys are like this is that strange thing that you're getting a lot of the stuff they do, but this is all strange, you know.
It's not a taste of it.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, I'm turning left, mate. You can go right, whatever, you know.
It's never an intentional thing, really.
That's why it's not pretentious, because I don't actually think you could do it any other way. Personal opinion.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we should just feel it out, man. So if we get in there, if we hear something we like, we'll try and incorporate as much as we can.
Kurakuma are an interesting sort of example because I always think they managed to create that kind of vibe.
Yeah, man.
Without, I mean, this is a compliment, but like without musically being very strange. Like, they're happy to just sit on a fucking heavy riff, but they can create that vibe, and it's pretty impressive.
The thing with Kurakuma that always gets me is the amount of like fucking electronic music that's actually in there. Yeah, it's played natural, but like if you've ever listened to any dance music, it really comes across Kurakuma.
And then when you're chilling with them, man, that's pretty much all I can listen to.
Exactly.
Chip tunes and stuff, and crazy electronic music.
Real
apparently that was George's criteria for the drum sound on the new one here. Is like, I want it to sound like drum and bass.
In the way that only George could say.
Yeah. It's pretty boss. I can't really do his voice.
He used to do a sick.
I have done it once or twice. But I've not seen him enough recently. Fucking boss, lad.
So, obviously, you know, this new record's coming. You've got vinyl. How are you feeling about it? You think?
Super excited for it, man. I think people. I hope people are going to like it, but I have a firm belief that people are going to fucking love it.
It's got a little bit more of like a proper sort of release behind it this time. Because the last one was like, we had an album that Mayo had produced with fucking no way of putting it out, and I just got chatting to Field at a Slam gig, and he was like, I'm starting a label, let's do it. And then like the next day he called me, and it wasn't just piss bluster, he was like, yeah, well, I want to put your album out. So whereas this time everyone's got this sort of experience.
No, Field is really learnt that game and started to fucking press it really well.
Yeah, man.
I know he's a big supporter of you guys. Probably because he wants something weird around as well as like. Saw Mastiff earlier and it was just like, wow, they're fucking savage. And it's
Mastiff.
And for Fieldy as well, it's just pure passion, man. That's the whole reason why he wants to do it and why he's done it. It's pure passion and enjoyment for seeing everyone around him. Can't deny him.
That's how we knew we could trust him with our stuff, because we know that he just does it for the love of music.
So Gizzard Fest, you're back.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. How do you feel about coming back to Rotherham?
Great.
Because I know you guys like playing Rotherham for some reason.
God knows why. It's fucking, we always have a good time. First, what was it, the Bridge Inn?
I think it's something about the sound you make, being from Stockport, and Stockport's a It's got a lot in common with a place like Rotherham.
Sympathetic psychology there.
It's like,
you can relate to the people.
my shithole is your shithole, so to speak.
What's that? Me caca is two caca. Yeah, we can't wait to get that.
Yeah, man.
Last time it was great. We just want the PA to explode in perfect time again.
And hopefully not have a landlord waving in my face.
You know what? It's a fucking sick lineup as well.
It really fucking is.
Yeah.
Murakuma and Boss Kelloid and Foul.
Yeah.
Who else have we got? Those are my top picks for that.
Oh man, I feel like a dick now. There's a band, one of the earlier bands on in the day, and I remember messaging you about it when you put out their teaser. They're like weird as shit, like really fucking weird.
Six Needles?
Yeah, Six Needles. Actually.
Yeah.
I really see those guys. Yeah. What's the venue this year?
It's the Trades, which is actually right next door to the bridge.
Nice.
You guys are on Small Stage, I think, which is being built new, so it's not the 4K PA that you guys played through last year. It's 3.5.
It's not the same fucking PA.
No, it's not. It's 3.5K PA on the Small Stage, so.
I think we'll be alright.
Nah, you guys aren't so much about being loud. There's far too much nuance in there. I do find it actually. I noticed this mostly tonight because you were playing a lot of new stuff. You seem to have taken a rather obscure approach to guitar in the sense that you're doing a lot of intricate chords that are sometimes discordant with the main riff that's coming from bass, and then you're doing like a weird tremolo picking thing.
Yeah. Again, it's never a conscious thing. Never a conscious thing. It's just something. It's just I can't really explain why. I can't really rationalise why I do that. It's just the way it comes out, man.
Just fuck power chords, right?
Yeah. Because I do something over that, mate, and then we'll jam it for 10 minutes, and it's like, that's pretty good. Yeah.
No, it does actually sound really good. It's just like individual notes and disharmony in the way that it flows together. It's like really clever, actually.
It's just good mistakes.
Yeah, going back to the sort of jam thing, that's kind of like how a lot of the guitar parts are written. We'll just sort of stick on something for ages, do some random shit until something sort of structured appears.
Like it's
usually a moment after about 15 minutes, just
That's basically how it goes down, Because my knowledge of music theory is pretty much non-existent, so the dissonance you hear, good mistakes, accidental mistakes.
Okay.
Whenever you hear really clever, like well-structured chords, that's on.
The good, the nice stuff. Nice stuff's handy.
We played some nice shit tonight. It was a nice balance. We sort of
I even shouted out, play a ballad, and you literally went into like a bit of a ballad out there. So I love it when you do that.
I nearly fucking cracked tonight, man. I've already told you this, but when we were, there was like, I can't remember which tune it was, but it was in like a really quiet sort of nice bit. And I just text Larkin go, Under are my favourite emo band.
Yeah, we did break out some of the emo shit.
So in terms of drumming, I'm asking this because I'm genuinely interested. Actually, is Ginger Baker an influence on you as a drummer?
Yeah, man, I love all those sort of drummers, the '60s drummers. They honestly are.
You literally play like of that style, so I've got to ask that question.
Well, my brother's a jazz drummer. He
right.
taught me when I was really young, I played my first sort of little bits. And I remember actually this really specifically. I remember I was in the living room practicing one time. I say practicing. My form of practicing, which was just pissing about for hours. And he came in and he was like annoyed because he was trying to practice the piano.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you just do your fucking like 4 bars of 4/4 and then your semi-quavers at the end. And I was like, fuck you. but then I tried some different shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, I like the jazzy rock drummers. Like, I found that jazz drummers make the best rock drummers.
It's true.
Jimmy Chamberlain from the Smashing Pumpkins is one of my biggest influences. I used to love the Smashing Pumpkins when I was like a kid. And he's a jazz drummer. Yeah. And he's one of the best drummers in rock. And, like, quite overlooked, I think.
I can actually see where you're
They have the speed, that's the thing, they're faster than rock drummers. Jazz drummers, like, because they work on speed more than rock drummers do. Rather than the sort of... like you listen to The Wizard by Sabbath, it's full of just catchy fills that you remember.
It's true.
Which is, like, different from sort of your Ginger Baker who does something impressive, but you couldn't sing it. You know, you could go blatu, glatu, dudu, dudu, diddle-a-doo, like a John Bonham fill. But Ginger Baker fill sounds like...
Yeah, I do actually. I know exactly what you mean. I've seen you play. It sounds like that. It's kind of like somebody vomiting, but like in a timed way. It's really bizarre.
I had a review once. It was like the drum kit sounds like it's been kicked down the stairs.
Yeah, I fucking love that. I love that.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing.
The other thing is I can't keep time very well. Generally, I'm a bit sloppy.
So when you guys record,
kind of a style,
do you record live or?
Yeah.
I kind of figured that it was a live vibe for you guys.
We try and sort of be a little more consciously on the grid, don't we? But it's not actually to a click.
But all the times I've played to a click, I found it that I can't improvise as much to it.
You got no vibe, have you?
Simplify in order to keep up, which is just purely my own limitation.
Was it Pantera? I'm sure there's like. Remember you had that magazine in your old bedroom for years, a Vinnie Paul interview, and he was saying something about that, like how if you can play, you can make it sound solid. So just fucking do it. Question.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Finale.
Yeah. So, the boring question. What 3 bands are you most looking forward to at Gizzardfest? Mayo.
Kuma, Keloid, and hopefully 16 will sort their fucking shit out. Yeah. That's pretty much a general consensus there.
Is obviously number one. They're my favourite band on the scene. Keloid, obviously. Val from Manchester, they're fucking awesome as well. And I'm not going to do 3. I'm Spastic Monkey as well.
You guys playing it?
Yeah.
Every time I speak to you, like, oh, we're not playing gigs anymore. Like,
Yeah, we're not. We're doing this one, yeah.
Good. Well, Spastic Monkey.
That's nice. We're playing new stuff, I think. All new stuff. So,
Sweet, man. You
like,
guys get better the more you go along.
I don't think we want to be
The
good.
drummer frightens me.
He frightens me, man. He's like one of my best mates and I'm scared of him.